Towering skyscrapers, deadly elevator shafts, and a map that split the zombies community right down the middle. This is Die Rise, the second DLC map in Black Ops 2 Zombies, and to this day it's one of the most controversial maps that Treyarch have ever dropped. Some loved it, many hated it, but no one forgot this map. So today we're diving deep into everything Die Rise, so grab your favourite perk and let's get right into the video. Released on the 28th of February 2013 as part of the Revolution DLC, Die Rise threw us headfirst into a broken skyline in post-apocalyptic Shanghai. The setting alone was unique. Instead of bunkers, towns or labs, we were stuck between two collapsing skyscrapers, and inside was a twisted mess of debris, elevator shafts, tight hallways and deadly jumps. Treyarch's message was clear: good luck surviving this. It wasn't just the scenery that was shattered, so was your sense of direction. The vertical layout flips traditional Zombies gameplay on its head. There was no clear loop, no obvious training spot at first glance, and instead, players had to jump from one building to another, ride elevators that didn't care if you were standing underneath them, and navigate mazes of staircases and pitfalls just to find Juggernog. And if you didn't know the route by then, you were probably dead by round 3. So, Die Rise continued the story of the Victis Crew, Misty, Stuhlinger, Russman and Martin, who debuted in Transit, and just like Transit, they weren't exactly fan favourites. Coming off of the iconic Primus and Ultimus crews, a lot of players saw this team as a big downgrade. They didn't have the same chemistry, and their dialogue felt more like filler than lore. But here's the thing, Die Rise actually gave them more personality. Misty's sarcasm, Martin's awkward genius, Russman's dementia-fueled rambling, and Stuhlinger's paranoia about hearing Richtofen's voice, it all started to click. Whether you loved them or wanted them replaced, they played a critical role in the Ether storyline, and Die Rise made it very clear that whatever was coming next, Maxis versus Richtofen, the Earth's destruction, these four were going to be right in the middle of it all. Let's talk layout. Die Rise wasn't just hard, it was disorienting. The map was made up of two skyscrapers, both partially collapsed and connected by sketchy ramps and gaps that you could fall through at any given moment. It wasn't just a zombies map, it was a 3D death maze. The elevators, which carried your iconic perks and the Pack-a-Punch machine, didn't just move, they moved randomly. You might have been waiting for Juggernog and get crushed instead. Or even worse, the elevator shows up, you miss it, and now you're stuck running around the map for another 10 minutes trying to grab your perks. It forced players to learn the map inside out. You had to memorise spawn points, elevator paths, jump timings, and if you didn't, game over. You'd either fall off a broken floor or get swarmed trying to navigate your way back. This wasn't Kino der Toten, this was Die Rise, and it really didn't care about your feelings. So let's get into what worked, and the Sliquifier is probably Die Rise's biggest win. This was the map's Wonder Weapon, a purple goo gun that caused zombies to slip and explode in chain reactions. If you shot one zombie, 5 more behind it would go flying. And on higher rounds, this was a must-have. It saved ammo, cleared hallways, and made you feel unstoppable. But here's the kicker. Early in the map's release, the Sliquifier was too powerful, and players had figured out how to camp in the spawn room and use it to chain react infinitely without moving. It broke the game. Treyarch had to nerf it. Still, even post-patch, it has remained one of the most creative and fun wonder weapons in Zombies history. Die Rise had also introduced two, let's say, experimental ideas: the jumping jacks and the brand new perk Who's Who. These jumping jacks replaced dogs or monkeys as the mid-round enemies, and these teleporting creeps could wall run, ambush you from any direction, and they had a very weird hitbox that made them really hard to kill. And if you survived a round without missing a shot, you got a free perk, but all I'm gonna say is good luck with that. Then there was Who's Who, a perk that let you revive yourself by controlling a ghost version of your own character, which does sound cool in theory, but in practice, it was a buggy mess. You'd respawn in the middle of a horde with no guns, try to survive on your own back, and just die twice as fast. A lot of players, including myself, flat out refused to buy it. To this day, we have not seen Who's Who return in any Zombies map since. The bread and butter of any Zombies map, the Easter egg. Now the Easter egg in Die Rise had two separate paths, this being Maxis or Richtofen, and it built on the continuation of the Ether War. But barely anyone did it. And not because it wasn't interesting, but because the map was just so punishing that most players weren't even worried about the lore. They just wanted to survive more than 5 rounds. Still, if you did complete the Easter egg, it pushed the larger story forward. Richtofen needed the power of the Spires, and Maxis wanted control of the Earth's energy grid. Die Rise was another step toward Buried, and ultimately the final battle for control over the Ether. The community had never agreed on Die Rise, and some players look back on it as a creative, underappreciated gem, and others rank it near the bottom of every Zombies tier list. The verticality, the risk-reward gameplay, the claustrophobic design, it either clicked with you or it drove you insane. But one thing's certain, Die Rise was different. It took chances, it wasn't safe or easy, and that is why it still gets talked about to this day. Now, in the years since its release, Die Rise has developed a bit of a cult following. Mods on Black Ops 3 have recreated the map with smoother mechanics, and zombie YouTubers still revisit it for challenge runs, nostalgia videos, or to try and defend its legacy. Some even argue that it deserves a genuine, true remaster, and not just to fix the bugs, but to bring back a map that dared to be bold. Die Rise may have fallen short of greatness, but it was ambitious, chaotic, and unforgettable. So, what do you think? Was Die Rise a flawed masterpiece or a frustrating mess? Did Treyarch bite off more than they could chew? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, I'd love to know. And if you've ever been crushed by an elevator trying to grab Jug, hit that like button and subscribe for more Zombies deep dives. And until next time, don't fall.